All right, everyone. How are you? I'm Lee Can Warrior. I'm the founder and CEO of bptn. There's a lot of people that's been talking to me about, putting out information, putting out content about me, about my journey, my personal journey in leadership, but also just me as a human, right? A kid that grew up in the hood, that's sort of been able to be lucky and blessed to be able to move up in his career, and now an entrepreneur that's running a really interesting and hopefully continues to be successful enterprise. So I wanted to sort of think deeply about what information, what content can I put out that's useful for you. So I'm going to be doing these sort of 10-minute segments called Lean In with Lekan, right? That I'll post on YouTube, I'll post on Insta and on LinkedIn, just to engage the ecosystem, right? Because I know there's unique issues and unique sort of barriers that Black professionals face, that I've faced throughout my career and will continue to, that I think is important for us to discuss, right? And for us to do it in a really intentional and sort of strong way. So today, I want to talk to you about the dangers of low expectation for and of Black professionals, the dangers of low expectation. And I've felt this throughout my career, both even on myself and being sort of imposed on me in terms of the type of deal flow that I can build, the type of deals I can close, the type of roles I can take on, and the raises, the salary negotiations, and I found it really important to actually be able to have this conversation. So what have I seen that has impacted folks? I've seen Black professionals being, and the folks that I've coached, the folks that I've worked directly with, my colleagues being impacted in really three succinct ways. Of course, there's more, but I'm going to really just talk about three in this particular instance. The first one is even putting your name forward. Sometimes as Black professionals, we hesitate to put our names forward. Number one, because we've not seen anyone that looks like us. We've not seen an environment that is conducive to us. So we don't even put our names forward because it may be difficult being the only. It may be hard, going through those microaggressions in those spaces, right? And you just don't want to deal with it. Or you just feel like, maybe I'm not qualified enough because I don't see anyone that looks like me. So what makes me special, right? And we find that that actually gets in the way of you just going in and crushing it because you have the skills, you have the experience, right? But somehow you feel inadequate and you're not sure you want to do it, right? I want to really dig into that a little bit here and make sure that we sort of dispel that myth right away. The second thing is sort of negotiations. You don't know how many times that I've spoken to people, and even folks personally that I've offered roles to, that have not negotiated. They've just been happy to be there, happy to get the job. And I feel like, no, bro, no, sis, you are skilled. We are excited. They are excited to have you, right? You have to ensure that you negotiate. You leave money on the table all the time. You leave titles on the table all the time, right? So we have to ensure that even if the folks on the opposite end may not feel like, well, maybe they're not ready for that title, or well, maybe they're not ready for that raise, that you are constant about providing value and providing data as to why you should be paid more and why you should have that title. And number three is sort of setting the stage for the business you want to build. And as entrepreneurs, and I'm learning this, right? And even as entrepreneurs, like setting the stage for the type of success you want to have in your business, right? Or in your career, right? As an entrepreneur, of course, as an entrepreneur. Sometimes, and I'll tell you a really interesting story. When I started BPTN, there was lots of conversations about, well, is it nonprofit, is it for profit? And I was very clear in my mind about this. And it was really hard to actually talk to people about it because it seemed like it was unclear. I was like, Black tech professionals have value. It is not a nonprofit, it's not a charitable thing. I'm not asking you to do us a favor, right? There's actually intrinsic value in driving down your time to hire. There's actually intrinsic value in increasing diversity in your pipeline. There's actually intrinsic value for your business to do this. It's not just the right thing to do. There's intrinsic value. And that was sort of one that I was like, no, this is not just a good cause. This is good for your business, right? You're not doing me a favor. We are working together to build value for your business. That's why you're going to become a partner of BPTN. But I was clear in my head around that. But there was a lot of pushback internally within community, but also within some of our early, some of our companies that weren't early adopters, right? They've come back around now. The second thing that I found was, like the asks. So when you are making an ask, at times I find that, we may lowball because we're just happy to be in the room. We may say, you know what, let us start at this level because we're happy to be in the room. I remember when I was talking about, some of the values that we're sort of going to put on our products, right? In terms of the value that we provide for companies, right? Early on, folks were saying, that's crazy. I've never seen that before. You should just be happy that they gave you space to do your events. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm having 500 amazing top talent from the Black community in your space. You're not doing me a favor. It's not like we'll find other places to engage, to build, right? But having it in your space, I'm doing you a favor. This is value for you, right? And that mentality of no, like everything we do creates value. Who does it create value for, right? So really, I found that these things in throughout my career, I've been really interested in, like ensuring that you're not lowballing yourself, you're not giving your like not really having low expectations of yourself, or just like being happy to be in the room. But no, I have a master's, I have a PhD, I have 10 years of experience. I've been in amazing projects. Like I can do this, right? This is not, I'm not just happy to be in the room. And even I've seen it at executive tables all the time, just be like, I am happy to be a VP in this company. I'm good here, right? And even other colleagues, from other communities, almost this intrinsic like, hey, you should be happy to be here. No, I'm providing tremendous value. I'm incredibly smart, right? I'm accomplishing my own right. These are the things I want to speak into, the lives and the minds of, tech leaders that I've seen, and experienced, Black professionals that I've seen, and even the up and coming ones. So I want to leave with three key takeaways as I've talked about like some of the things that I've seen around salary negotiation, around putting your name in the hat, and not just just being happy to be there, but knowing that there's a value you bring and standing in that value, right? And then the third thing is like how do you position yourself, right, as an individual, as a professional, or as an entrepreneur, right? And the asks you make, right? You gotta make it, even sometimes with your knees shaking, you gotta make those asks because the value. It's just, is someone ready to pay for it? And I believe they will, because the value is there. You are smart, you are accomplished, right? You have experience. So some of the three key takeaways. The first is you gotta set your bar high, uncomfortably high, right? Not delusional high, but uncomfortably high. And to the point that when you're negotiating that salary, you got to be comfortable to walk away, right? But you're putting your salary because you've done your research, right? You've seen your projections. You got to put your number at a number that's just above what you're looking for, right? When you're negotiating salary and when you're negotiating a business deal, right? And then let's talk about a place that you land, but you got to come with your data and your numbers and your evidence. Don't just lean on I'm smart, right? You got to work, right? And I have no doubt that you can do that. Work, bring the data, and make sure your evidence is clear in making that ask. The second thing is sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. There's rooms that I've been in that I'm like, man, I am uncomfortable in this room, right? I am the only one in this room, right? Or, I've never been to this, this type of country club before, or this type of, like, evening exclude. I've never been in these spaces before, but you got to just stand in your truth, stand in who you are, just stick your chest out, right? And have conversations, right? And be comfortable in your skin, right? So that's sort of the second piece. The third piece is connect with people who 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 have this, just this energy about I'm gonna be more, I'm gonna be better, I'm gonna sort of lean in. You want to be around that energy, right? There's a bunch of folks in my life that I've sort of surrounded myself with. One Donovan Samuels, another one Richard Wilshire, right? Richard is at LinkedIn, Donovan's at the Feds, federal government, and these folks just push me to be like, that's it, that's what you're asking, or that's all you want to do, that's where you want to leave it, right? And man, the energy that they bring is just amazing. So I'm always wanting to surround myself with folks that just make me feel like, oof, you're slacking, right? So I can continuously push myself, right? And then the last thing is get a mentor, get a sponsor. I'm gonna lean in on this and in the sort of next episode, but a mentor and a sponsor has changed the trajectory of my career from when I was young till now. I have folks that have poured into me, that have seen things in me that I've not seen in myself, right? Folks that are really have showed me the ropes and kept me from making unforced errors. Unfortunately, as a Black professional, you cannot make unforced errors. Unfortunately, that's just where we are at right now. Or you have to reduce those, right? So having a sponsor that will say your names in rooms, having a mentor that will coach you up, that will love on you when things are hard is so important. Get yourself a mentor, right? And next time I'll talk about the type of mentor you should get, how you get one, how you sort of fish for a good mentor, right? But I want you to just tune in. I'm gonna try to release this once in a while, right? Make sure that you are engaged, right? This will be on YouTube, so feel free to subscribe. It'll be, on LinkedIn, of course, on Insta, right? Just to lean in, like Black professionals, I want to just talk to you about some of my experiences, some of the things that I've seen, right? And make sure that we're sort of engaged together and building a successful and fulfilling career and entrepreneurial journey, right? So till then, stay up, be good, and we'll talk some more.